Hi, I'm Jason, and this is the Cultural Breakdown. This last week, Marvel's new show Secret Invasion came out on Disney Plus, and it's been met with mediocre reviews. And as a result, we're getting the media shills just to come for the defense of the big studio. Secret Invasion's reviews prove MCU fans don't want anything different. This is from Comic Book Resources. Marvel's spycraft thriller centered on Nick Fury and the Skrull Secret Invasion debuted on Disney Plus. The first episode was met with tepid reviews that reinforced the idea that the Marvel Cinematic Universe's own success keeps getting in its way. Okay, I don't really understand what that defense is for this. Are they saying that the Marvel Cinematic Universe has had a certain level of quality that fans can come to expect? So when they don't actually meet that quality, fans are upset. I mean, I don't see that as being a defense of the studio. That's a defense of the fans, but whatever. The reaction to Secret Invasion suggests that despite asking the MC to do something different, fans and critics don't really want them to. Okay, one of the best movies within the whole cinematic universe for Marvel is Captain America Winter Soldier, and that was basically more of a grounded spy thriller with no like huge stakes at hand. It was literally just about it was centered around a coup happening within Shield itself, but I mean it was still low key, and that's something that Secret Invasion should have been about, is something like that, maybe like a Skrull infiltration of the government, something like that. And that's what they could have done, but instead they're trying to do something different where like the whole world is at stake, and it's kind of a strange way of going about it. But I don't know. I mean, I don't think it's a problem with the fans' reaction to it. Let me just go over to Rotten Tomatoes now, and I mean, yeah, it's mediocre or not. I mean, nothing spectacular, but nothing terrible. Let me actually click on what some of the audience is saying. I'm gonna look at some of okay, that's kind of a pointless review. I mean, all right, they didn't like it. I'm gonna look at some of these negative ones. They took one of the best storylines in the Marvel comics and turned it into a horribly scripted, boring, and awful butchery of what could have been a massive success for Marvel. Yeah, and I think that's also a problem too, is the filmmakers of this didn't actually read the comic books this was based off of. I can understand to a point why you would want to refrain from doing that, but at the same time, you probably should understand the source material in order to do this. I mean, just imagine a person adapting a book saying like they've never read the books or anything like that. It's like, well, then how are you going to adapt it? I mean, you don't know if you're doing it right or not. What an awful start to a series. Instead of a crackling spy thriller, we get this mess filled with plot holes and a washed up Nick Fury. Okay. Yeah, granted, Nick Fury isn't the same as he used to be. He doesn't have the Avengers at his disposal now, but I mean, there are ways you can show his competence without all that. I mean, he was competent before the Avengers assembled, and now he can be still. So much absurdity, so far off the original Skrull Kree storyline. Yeah, again, that comes back to not understanding the comics. Granted, the MCU has shifted from the comics substantially, but there are certain elements that you can maintain and to try to adapt it. And Marvel does seem to be like dropping the ball at doing that. The darker and more mature tones is a step up for a Marvel TV universe. Okay, see, this is actually someone who wants something different to happen. However, I feel like Jackson forgets why he is relevant in the franchise. This series shows how little value Nick Fury has when no superheroes are around. That is actually pretty bad. When you make it where your lead character needs to rely on other people, that's a problem. I mean, you do need to have people like that. I do like the idea where it's always a team up thing where you don't always have to have a team up, but I mean, ultimately, all these heroes are heroes in their own right. And this should have been the time for Nick Fury to showcase why he is who he is and why he's the big dog when it comes to the Avengers. I mean, he's the boss of the Avengers, but they don't do that with this. But again, like this could have been like a more grounded story. But it's like they're half trying to make this a Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's like they're trying to go back to Winter Soldier, but with the new phase of the Marvel where everything is templated and it's built a certain way. And as a result, it just doesn't work together. They needed to kind of really commit. And it's like, no, that's not devolving or anything like that. I think maybe they feel that that's what it would be happening. But ultimately, what it's doing is trying something different. And that's something that the new phase of Marvel is afraid to do. I mean, they kind of peaked with Endgame, and that would, for a lot of people, feel like that should have been the end of the cinematic universe. But because it was so profitable, they want to continue making money. So with Phase 4, they've been just basically throwing anything at the wall and seeing what sticks. And as a result, it just hasn't worked for them. And now they're trying to go back and do something like, okay, what was something successful in the past that was cheaper to produce? Well, Winter Soldier was cheaper, so let's try to do that. But they're still stuck in the mindset of like, but this is how we do things now. This is the template, and it just doesn't work. And that's really the problem with Marvel now. They don't know what they're doing now. They don't have the talent behind the camera anymore. So you're just kind of flounder. Even if you have a good premise, it's not going to be executed properly. Let me know what you think about all this. Do you think Secret Invasion was decent? I mean, if it is a problem, is the fans' fault for just not getting it, or does the studio need to do better next time? Comment below. Let me know. If you liked the video, click the like button, share the video out there, and subscribe to the channel to stay up to date with the latest news. Thank you.